Captain, did you have anything else? Oh, now I feel like I'm working for two people. I gotta not let the captain down too.
Yes, Commander?
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing, but you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
I'm still gonna need your guidance. You have a lot of experience that I don't have.
Any extra intel you can give me on our colony at Pharos?
The entire planet used to be one giant Prothean city, mostly ruins now. But some of the infrastructure is still intact. The colony tried to build on what the Protheans left behind. We lost all contact with them when the Geth attacked.
Of course.
What do you know about the Artemis Tau cluster?
Not much. I've never been there myself. A handful of systems with a few small, uncharted worlds, but no real colonies. Might not be easy finding Dr. T'Soni out there. My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean ruins.
What can you tell me about Novaria?
Novaria's trouble. Always has been. The whole planet's basically a center for corporations to conduct illegal research. Watch your back there, Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Novaria respects. But they aren't popular.
I want to know the truth about you and Saren. I want to know about the mission you were on together all those years ago.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned?
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated, mission accomplished. And I ended up taking the blame.
Wow.
That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Wait, don't the Spectres have to write reports? Saren was talking about how he read Nihilus's reports. Did he not write, I bombed 500 people on some planet? Why didn't we just bomb the entire planet to begin with? Why even land?
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
That's not fair.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to? Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
This sounds so uncaring. He's telling you his life story about something that really is painful for him. I guess we gotta say at the end of the conversation.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
That seemed a little bit funny, because I could do all three options and it didn't let me get out of here.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Captain, I won't let you down. Not so sure about you, Dina, but I won't let you down. I like you. Normandy weapons. Of course, Codex. We have a lot of that to read. The arms.
You always see a few...
Oh.
Yes, Commander?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Tali?
When I first arrived on the Citadel, I spent nearly 3 hours being questioned by the officers here before they would let me enter the wards.
I believe this is the last of our Citadel stuff for now. I don't think we gotta do anything for Conrad because he's not even around. We are out of here. We are going to the SSV Normandy. Right now. Right this moment.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Saren's out there somewhere, and we're gonna find him.
Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander, 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
This is Commander Shepard speaking. We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy. This began with an attack on a human settlement in the Traverse. But we know Saren won't stop there. His Geth armies aren't going to stay on the far fringes of Citadel space. The Council wants to ignore this. That's no surprise. They never helped us in the past. No reason they'd start now. But we don't need their help. We can do this on our own. Our enemy knows we're coming. When we go into the Traverse, Saren's followers will be waiting for us. But we'll be ready for them, too. This is the most important mission any of us have ever been on. The fate of an entire galaxy is at stake. We will stop Saren no matter what the cost.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
The Captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, a little bit of renegade. Probably for saying that the Council is useless. They are, though. They are.
Commander, something you need?
Did you get off the ship at all? Were you here the whole time? Should have brought you back a souvenir.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
Disease?
I'm sorry, Joker. I didn't even know you were sick.
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Wrex syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Now I really should have gotten a souvenir for you. Tell me about your disease. Is that a little bit insensitive? I do want to know a little bit more, but clearly it's something he's sensitive about. Yeah. There's a very thin line between arrogance and confidence, and I'm not sure which side of the line Joker is dancing on right now. He's saying all this to his superior, to his boss, not just to a coworker. So that definitely takes some bit of courage here. But I'm okay with him right now. He seems like a jolly guy. How did you get your nickname?
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
Is that a nickname somebody gave you, or is that a nickname you like? Is it a mean nickname, is what I'm wondering.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
Shepard, that question was a very, like, weird, creepy guy on the streets telling a woman, "Why don't you smile?" kind of question. Is this rude? This is rude, isn't it? Hold on. Is this different?
How'd you end up joining the Alliance?
Look, if you're looking for an inspirational tale of the crippled kid overcoming impossible odds, you're gonna be disappointed. My mother was a civilian contractor working for the Alliance. I basically grew up on the Arcturus station back when they were building up the fleets. Spend all that time around Alliance ships, there's a good chance you'll end up going to the Academy.
Humanity's been integrated into the whole Citadel system long enough that there's a lot of people who weren't even born on Earth. Because it sounds like Joker... I'm not sure if he was born on Earth, did he say just now? But he definitely didn't grow up on Earth.
I need to know more about this Wrex syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
That's great.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
There's no gas brakes on the Normandy? Okay, good to know.
I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you want, Commander.
He's very eager to prove himself, probably because he's been belittled all his life.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Okay, Joker. Well, it seems like we're in good hands then.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
Better not let me down then. You created some pretty high expectations for yourself just now. Hello, everybody. Navigator Presley.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
Yeah, earlier our speech, when we first came in, I'm not sure about those lines about how humanity is all on its own now because we have non-humans on our ship.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, ma'am, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Yeah, but Nihilus was a good one. It's Saren that's the problem. Push back a little bit.
I'm in charge here, Presley. I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
I don't want to push back too much, though. It'll make people scared of me.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
Why we have a team instead of working individually is because we hope that the sum of the parts is greater than the parts. How does that saying go? I'm not saying it right, but you know what I mean. The sum is greater than the individual parts.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were at Elysium during the Skillian Blitz. A massive fleet of alien raiders hit the colony, trying to wipe it out. They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for an Alliance frigate. It was a slaughter. We couldn't even keep track of how many ships they lost.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Everybody here, we're probably pretty elite. All picked by Captain Anderson. Wait, did we just do this one?
Speak freely,
Yes, we
Presley.
did.
I trust you, Commander. If you think they belong here, then so do I.
Thank you.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, Paragon and Renegade. Right. Our entire ship, the people we recruited, Wrex, Garrus, and Tali, they might be the only non-aliens or non-humans here. Can I still not open the galaxy map? Or, oh, I gotta do it over here. I see. Hold on, let's walk around a little bit. Get to know our people. Are Garrus and Tali somewhere around here? Where's Wrex? Ashley, Kaidan, on the bottom? Yeah, hey guys. Hey Kaidan.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
We didn't say anything at all.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
Yeah.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
If the Council were willing to help out, then maybe some other ships could have gotten there faster, but that didn't happen now, did it? Sleeper pods. Oh my freaking gosh, do we sleep here? Is this some cryo sleep thing? I'm actually kind of curious. This would be a good time to look into some technical aspects of the Normandy. Technology? No. We've read this one already, right? I'm pretty sure we have. Ships and vehicles. Okay. Starships, crew considerations. Cabins give each individual 10 cubic meters of space. On larger vessels, private rooms are common. As ships get smaller, the number of crew packed into a single wardroom increases. Asari prefers shared spaces even on large vessels, while Krogan territorial instincts make it impossible for them to cohabitate, even on the smallest ships. Uh-oh, what about Wrex? On smaller vessels, hot bunking is the norm. Crew members assigned to different watches share the same bunk. When one gets off duty, he wakes up the person in the bunk. While that crewman is on duty, the first gets his rack time. Wow, that's so... Oh god, sharing a bed with somebody while they're not there. Spacecraft compartments can be isolated by airtight doors in case of decompression. The cinematic vision of explosive decompression is fiction. Hold compartments either take enough damage that occupants are killed instantly, or leak slowly enough that they are able to reach protective gear. Compartments are equipped with emergency life support apparatus, fireproof plastic bubbles with air bottles, small when stowed. ELSA comfortably accommodate one individual inflated. Damage control procedure cuts off ventilation to burning compartments. Without oxygen to consume, fires die in seconds. The compartment is repressurized afterwards for crew recovery. Mass effect fields create an artificial gravity, AGRAV, plane below the decks, preventing muscle atrophy and bone loss in 0G. Large vessels arrange their decks perpendicular to their thrust axis. The highest decks are at the bow, and the lowest at the engines. This allows AGRAV to work with the inertial effects of thrust. Ships that can land arrange their decks laterally, so the crew can move about while the vessel is on the ground. Okay. Warships normally turn off their AGRAV systems during combat, reducing the heat generated by systems and increasing combat endurance. To provide a point of reference for navigating in 0G, floors are painted a different color from the walls and ceiling. Oh wow, oh my god, there's so much about the ships here. Bits of it was getting really like, not philosophical, but like physical for me, man. I can't even imagine what's happening with the perpendicular and the lateral stuff going on. What about the voiced ones? Technology.
Biotics is the ability of rare individuals to manipulate
AI.
dark... An artificial intelligence is a self-aware computing system capable of learning and independent decision-making. Creation of a conscious AI requires adaptive code, a slow, expensive education, and a specialized quantum computer called a blue box. An AI cannot be transmitted across a communication channel or computer network. Without its blue box, an AI is no more than data files. Loading these files into a new blue box will create a new personality, as variations in the quantum hardware and runtime results create unpredictable variations. The Geth serve as a cautionary tale against the dangers of rogue AI, and in Citadel space, they are technically illegal. Advocacy groups argue, however, that an AI is a living, conscious entity, deserving the same rights as organics. They argue that continued use of the term artificial is institutionalized racism on the part of organic life. The term synthetic is considered the politically correct alternative.
That's like what I was talking about at the financial district earlier, about that one guy that was doing the credit stealing operation. The robots, are they really a race? Yes, they are. They're synthetic, okay? They are alive, just as alive as you and I. Virtual intelligence.
A virtual intelligence is an advanced form of user interface software. VIs use a variety of methods to simulate natural conversation, including an audio interface and an avatar personality to interact with. Although a VI can provide a convincing emulation of sentience, they are not self-aware, nor can they learn or take independent action. VIs are used as operating systems on commercial and home computers. Minimal VI agents are also available. Agents are compact and specialized. Some serve as personal secretaries, filtering calls and scheduling meetings based on user-defined priorities. Others are advanced search engines, propagating themselves across the extranet to collate user-requested data. Commercial VIs in a variety of stock personalities are available at any software retailer. Boutique firms and hobbyists also build unique VIs to personal specification. Although software emulation of living personalities is illegal, reconstructions of famous historical figures are common.
Illegal, but probably done somewhere in the galaxy. So the only VI we've seen so far is probably Avina then. It feels like they should be more commonplace because having that sort of thing around, isn't that pretty convenient? Where is everybody? We've only got Kaidan here. Dr. Chakwas!
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I'm pretty sure we've talked about these already.
How did you end up serving on an
I
alliance?
enlisted right out of med. But humanity needs the Alliance
Yes.
if we want to keep expanding.
How well do you
I'd
know
never
the-
worked with him before this mission. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
A lot of people, if not every single person here, they're pretty elite. Kaidan's got a whole bunch of commendations. Ashley is now just like me, the lone survivor on a planet. This goes down, right? Are Wrex and Garrus and Tali somewhere around here? Yes, they are. Ah, they're lockers.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
So you're staying with us now.
What's your story, Wrex?
There's no story.
Nonsense.
Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Yeah, I think it'll take a while before he opens up to us. There's a lot of hatred and just being cynical. Especially when there's a Turian right in the back there.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
Really?
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Wait, what did the Turians do to humans? Some generic war thing? Yeah, this is like an intergalactic war crime.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Sorry, Wrex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago.
Oh.
The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What does that mean?
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
Not really the home-raising type?
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one, and no one's rushing to find a cure.
Oh my god. So basically, all we're ever gonna see are adult Krogans.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Of all the races we know so far, I think the Krogan probably have the most painful history. And it's an ongoing situation. The genophage was the beginning, but it's still happening right now, because how are they going to continue their race? 1,000 years later, when the current adults all die out, what's going to happen?
So long, Wrex.
Shepard.
Wrex? Oh, that really is a lot. So we have 6 lockers here, but 5 of them are selectable. We have 1 more person not here yet. Ashley.
Commander?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit.
Yes, ma'am. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
They have flashlight heads, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Flashlight heads. You're not wrong, but don't say stuff like that around the other aliens around here, okay?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am?
I think we caught everybody at a bad time right now, because we haven't actually done any missions with anybody yet. Hello, Garrus?
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
Yeah, but would you like to have worked for Saren?
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
Protocol and procedure are important in a lot of cases too. If you don't do it right, sometime later down the line, something's gonna go wrong and we can't fall back to the protocols and be like, hey, we did this properly, and then problems will arise.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Okay, Spectres don't follow rules, but you're the Spectre's underling, okay? Technically, so we still have to have some kind of mutual agreement on what we can do and what we can't do. For example, don't be like Wrex, who killed Fist without even asking me.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
No, it's just that we gotta have a commonality. We don't know each other that well yet, so I don't know what you people will do.
Looking for supplies?
No. But I do want to see... don't you have new licenses now? I bought a whole bunch.
What are licenses?
Manufacturer. Many of the best licenses are hard to get.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
You must have a lot of stuff now. All I gotta do is have money. If we have money, then we'll be fine. Where is Tali? Tali. Of course, she's interested in the warp drive, probably.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
This means you guys are probably really good at stuff like repair. If we always use a new technology, then that doesn't necessarily mean it won't break down and, you know, things will not go wrong.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet.
Oh.
But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Surprisingly, they think about a lot of things. Genetic diversity? Wow. But again, the whole thing about what do you do about the people in your race who don't contribute? Old people, young people, what do you do about them?
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Okay, that's good to hear, because I was starting to think that people who are a burden, old people, they still get sent on a pilgrimage, but they just never come back, and that's how you deal with people who are not contributing.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Like you.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong.
17 million?
We have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
This sounds like China.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
They must be for pretty important things then.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
Now I'm sure the Keepers were created by the Protheans to repair the Citadel. AI research is illegal?
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive?
Oh God.
Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
These are questions that nobody can answer for any race.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
They're thinking!
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy then. Interesting that the Quarians' first reaction, even as the creators of the Geth, is not something like, oh, they're becoming sentient. Okay, then let's stop putting a divide between us then. They're not our slaves. They're equals to us. No. Their first reaction is shut down everything.
Hey, you can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard. Suddenly hearing the story, I kind of feel bad for the Geth.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Saren. Saren is pretty organic. No, I would say I don't agree with that. It seems like the Quarian default reaction to Geth. I understand there's a lot of history here, and there was a war. But yeah, it sounds like... yeah, they just can't be in the same place at the same time.
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
Yeah, but Saren is organic. So they're selectively doing it, which means they've probably developed even more in terms of their intelligence and sentience.
I should go.
See you later.
Ooh, that was getting a little bit heated there. Engineer Adams?
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tali? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for Tali, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Yup, I came here to gossip.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed, and she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
So if any Alliance ship is gonna be able to catch Saren, it's gotta be this one.
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location.
Wow.
Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster-than-light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Technology and progress. FTL means that we're gonna be jumping really far away anyway, right? So even if we do get found out, then hopefully by the time people have realized, we've gone already.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
We have learned a lot about our ship. That's great. But it's probably time for us to get back and do some actual work or something. Yeah, okay. If we want to get out of here, we have to go to the galaxy map, right? So we have a bunch of like random stuff. And we can find Liara, or go to Noveria, or Pharos. I think finding Liara first would be a good one. Or, you know, some of these random other ones. Let's see. Liara is on... Oh, we don't know where she is exactly. She's in the Artemis Tau cluster. Artemis Tau cluster. Have I looked around everywhere here? I think so. Kaidan himself is here, but that was it. Alright. Sorry about the wait, everybody. I was just gossiping around, that's all. What was this? Ah! FTL comlink. If Udina ever wants to talk to us again? Sure. Okay. Citadel, supposedly constructed by the long-extinct Protheans, this colossal deep space station serves as the capital of the Citadel Council. Gravity is simulated through rotation, at a comfortable 1.02 standard Gs on the wards and a light 0.3 Gs on the Presidium ring. Wow. Oh, population 13 million, not including keepers, because we don't know how many keepers there are. Oh, wow. Now we're out of here. Okay. Widow. Is that the name of our little location or what? This is the only thing I can see here so far. Yeah, we can go in, but is that it? How do I get out further? Ah, okay, escape. Keep escaping. There's no more zoom up buttons, but we keep escaping. Serpent Nebula. Oh my goodness, okay. Yes, we have all these places now. Hawking ETA, Kepler Verge, Armstrong Nebula, Voyager Cluster, Hades Gamma, Liara's dig site. Liara's dig site? Or do you want to do a small one before we go there? Hades Gamma? Sure. This is where somebody, the biotic company CEO, was being held or something? Especially because once we go in there, we don't actually know where Liara is yet, because there's a whole bunch of places here. We gotta check them individually. Okay, let's try this one then. Farinata. Oh, really? Really? Antaeus. Okay, we have 3 here. No, we have 2. Which one? I guess we'll just try this one. Did they mention which part it was in specifically? They were like, hey, go to Noveria or Pharos or find Liara Tassoni. And I'm doing exactly none of those things. Goodbye, Citadel. I will be back. Oh my freaking god, there's still so many here. Oh my freaking god, each place has its own thing too. During the initial survey of the Eneteus system, only a single flyby probe was spared for the small scorched world of Egeko. It revealed a planet unusually rich in heavier elements, given its size. It's a standard terrestrial with a thin atmosphere of krypton and xenon. Its crust is mainly composed of magnesium, with deposits of cobalt and other heavy metals. Extreme rough crater terrain. Starships are discouraged from landing. Still gonna land, right? Oh, can we not? Ah, we can't land on every single one of them. We can read about every single one of them, but this one we can land on. Is this the one where the biotic CEO is? Vemel. Mixed rock and ice. Atmosphere of methane and ethane. Frozen surface. Rare element surveyed. Oh, scans from orbit have detected a large deposit of uranium. Cool. Wait, so we don't even go down? We just go and look at them? Clearly, I don't remember too much about what's going on here. Matriarch's writings recovered. You recovered a strange object orbiting Ploba. Chief Engineer Adams and Tali tried unsuccessfully to determine its origin. They did find one of Matriarch Delinaga's writings stored within. Can I read that? Ploba. Jupiter Brain. A planet-sized supercomputer. Alright. This one seems like it's potentially suspicious. Hunador. Ice World. That doesn't really have too much in it. Edmos. Standard hydrogen-helium gas giant. Gas deposit surveyed. While scanning the planet Edmos, you detected a large concentration of hydrogen. Are we taking this or what? Are we just surveying it? What are we doing with this knowledge exactly? Ah, here we can land. Trebin. A modest terrestrial world with an atmosphere composed of nitrogen and argon. Surface is mainly nickel with deposits of silver. Mild environment, but scarcity of water, which means no biosphere can be developed. Exogeny Corp recently performed a test impact of a single water ice comet into the surface, the first step in a long-term plan to thicken the atmosphere and introduce water into the environment. Oh, this is the missing survey team one, not the other one, right? Sounds like it. A survey team is on the surface, monitoring the geological and meteorological effects of the test impact. Most of the water release is still in the form of atmospheric vapor. But thick cloud banks have formed. There is every indication that this arid world will soon see its first rain. The survey team's progress has been hampered by frequent mechanical or computer failures in their GPS satellites. Okay. Yes. I know some people like to take their favorite characters with them all the time, but I'm not really like that, so I just want to, I guess, switch between pairings pretty often, and maybe we'll find people who are interesting to pair up together? Yeah? Maybe this time we'll go with, let's say, Ashley and Tali. How about that? Not very high biotic strength. In fact, I'm the only person who has biotic strength. But we have a combat and a techie person here. Let's go. Oh, that's right! We land on the little car that everybody complains about. The Mako, right? Oh my god, what am I looking for here? What? Whoa, it's like... It's not just you, it's lagging out a little bit whenever I turn. Okay. I'm pretty sure I skipped most of these before, so I'm not even sure what we're supposed to be finding here. Am I looking for a point of interest? It's on the minimap right now. This is a border, I think. It's red. Probably not every single place is gonna have something interesting.
You need to turn back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operational area.
I probably have to get a feel for this first, but If it's not gonna give us too much story-related stuff, if it's gonna give us just, like, you know, supplies or whatever, then I'm not really gonna be too interested in that. Okay. We can even shoot a gun, too! They didn't even tell me how to drive this thing. They just threw me in here. Oh my god. I don't see anything, though. It's completely blank here. Is there something I'm missing? Oh, wait. If you look on the mini-map, there's like a... Is there something here that I'm looking for? There's a little arrow on the outer circle of the map. Also trying to look around visually, but I'm not really seeing too much. Here? Oh! What is that? Can we find out? What is it? People? Bad people? Scavenger! Okay, they're trying to attack us, so we gotta kill them. Oh no! This works. Who needs a gun when you can do that? We good? How do I get out? There's a crashed probe here.
Heading out.
Dude, they seriously didn't teach me anything. I just gotta figure that out myself. You're joking me! Come on, we even have Tali here today. What's going on? Okay, Tali, you have gotta have the... Oh, because electronic skills. I don't actually... Should I pump it all into Tali, though? Can I do it myself? I don't have electronic. You don't have electronic. Put a little bit in here. Dampening. How's this? No? Really? Oh, I don't want to spend all my points because I don't know if this is going to be a good investment yet. Oh, we can't toggle helmet for Tali. She doesn't need an extra helmet. This is good enough for her. Is this good enough? Oh, no, 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 no. No. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, I'm just gonna pump it all the way up then. Is that alright? How many points is that? 11. Oh, each thing only costs 1 point. Okay, that's actually not so bad. Is this good enough? Thank you. Oh my god. Yes! We did all that for some grenade upgrades, armor upgrades, ammo upgrades. Good. Take it all.
On my way.
Area map. Oh, we have a map around here, I see. Research base. Okay, this is a lot better. But I'm pretty sure we had a reason to be in the Hades place, right? Asari writings. Oh, okay. Finding resources. Oh, the Alliance must find valuable minerals. Oh, it was the biotic guy. Hades Gamma Cluster. Oh, it's in the Farinata system, so not where we are right now. So this planet that we're on right now, probably, I'm guessing there's not anything too crazy here. But for the sake of trying it out, we'll at least look at all of these ones then. Yeah. Just to see what's possible to find here. How do I go back in? Oh, it's a little bit stuttery here in the planet section. Okay. Yeah, if most of this is gonna be like random salvage and stuff, then I don't see myself doing, like, exhaustively doing all of them, but we'll see, I guess. What's over here? Oh god, this stupid stinking... What am I looking at? Oh, I think we gotta go up a little bit more. Oh, this ain't gonna work. Oh, that's what we're looking at, right? I see it already. Whoa. Transmitter tower.
Cover me.
Deactivate. I can't deactivate it. I'm pressing space, but it won't do anything. Ah! Discovery! This device is transmitting tight beam signals into geosynchronous orbit. This disrupts the survey team's GPS satellites, causing them to crash nearby. Yeah, I'm not sure why I had to restart the game for this to work properly. But hey, we got it working. While I was at it, I think I also fixed the stuttering. It seems better now. Apparently it's related to VSync, and a lot of people are experiencing it too. I don't know why that is, but well, hey, it's gone now, so that's fine. Right, so this is related to the missing survey team after all, right? Antaeus system in the Hades Gamma Cluster. I see. Okay, we continue on then. The researchers are probably here then. Okay, oh, research base. Alright. Well, let's go then. This way? I know the Mako is built to last, but some of these terrains are not built for climbing like this. Oh no! Oh, the jump function made it a little bit worse. Come on, you can do it. You can do it! Oh, you're amazing. Amazing. If we're having this much trouble with this tank this early on, it's gonna be great later on. I think I read in the Legendary Edition notes that they actually made this... They actually patched this? Like it's already been fixed or something? I'm not sure. Well, I mean, it's not terrible. It's okay. We can live. By the way, if we're gonna be doing more fighting later on... Hey, there's two. Why is there two here? That's weird. If we're gonna be doing more fighting, probably now would be a good time to do our weapon stuff and the points too. Cause I know it's nice to squish people with a tank, but we're not always gonna get the opportunity to do that. I don't want to think though. Tali... auto level up for Ashley? How about we see how it goes? Oh my god, okay, 20 points. Actually, we're only level 6 and we had 22 points. It feels like we might actually be able to max out everything. Would that be possible? Overkill allows long bursts of assault rifle fire without overheating. Shield boost restores shield even when you're under fire. These are the new skills I gotta remember to use. Adrenaline burst recharges all talents so they can be used right away. Marksman increases pistol damage and accuracy, purges weapon heat. Shotguns unlocked. Carnage. Next shotgun blast turns into an explosive ball of particles that can damage nearby or multiple enemies. First aid. Squad healing. Is Ashley really a first healing or first aid healer kind of person though? She seems like she's a soldier. That's exactly what she is. Okay, well, we'll see how that goes with Ashley. If anything goes wrong, can we undo this? Yeah, we can. Okay. Oh, this increases health by so much more. Yeah, this is 4%. Regenerates health faster though. But the remaining talents here, they don't give special skills, not like the Spectre. The Spectre is the only one that gives skills here. I guess that's normal. Yeah, okay, well, we'll leave it alone. Cool. Thank you for your new skills, Tali. Or, Ashley. Now for Tali. Maybe we should just keep, like, you know, pumping this up. Why not? Why not? But you gotta be pretty competent and not randomly die too. That'll be important. Curious to see what the auto level up would do. Pistols? And Aquarian Machinist, okay. And then as for myself, it really depends on what kind of weapons I like using. Yeah, I think for now maybe... How about something armor related or shield related? Barrier? Oh, biotic barrier. But I can't get this right now because... Why? It's grayed out. Requires 4 points in warp. Okay, well maybe it'll be a good idea to go 4 points in warp right now. Barrier unlocked. I have no idea what I'm doing. Vanguard. I feel like I'm not that great at close range, because then I just start panicking. Maybe Vanguard wasn't such a great idea. Okay, well, if this was a bad distribution, don't tell me. I don't want to know about it. And I'll leave the other points alone for now then. Cool. Oh! Oh, the Mako has a rocket function. I didn't even realize. Hey, seriously, why is there no tutorial for this? They just kind of threw me in here. Hey, why is this one not marked on the minimap? What is this? What am I even looking at?
Securing point.
And now if I look in here... Ashley's got some new abilities. Shield. Overkill. Yup. Does that apply for everybody? Recharges all talents? Not just herself, but everybody in the party? Okay, we'll be sure to remember to use some of them. Me too. My barrier. Over here? Unity, that's bringing people back, and then the rest of this is... You just use it whenever. I've got a plan, don't worry. Oh my god, what is this? I mean, this wasn't even marked on the map. Where am I? Are there people here? What the heck? It's like a puzzle. Oh. Frick. Look at the minimap. Okay. Okay. Do they know we're here? Oh! Let's go! Let's go! Oh god. Oh god. Whoa! Tali, maybe you shouldn't stand out there in the middle like that. This spot is kind of a good point though. Everyone's just sorta... Huh. How's that? Oh, I don't think it recharged my talents. It only recharged hers. Yeah, because mine are still kinda... not usable right now. Okay, if we have a shield on us, then we can go in a little bit.
The team must have unearthed some alien technology that turned them into mindless fanatics.
Whatever they found, it's long gone now.
These people were just holed up here. Ion... containment cell... What? Oh, it's bright. What is this? Wait, it's... there's text coming up. Oh, that? Okay, never mind. I don't want to explode those things. Anything around here? Just a bunch of random people? Yeah, those are good for fighting. Oh, crate. Yay! Should probably equip you guys properly too, but you guys seem to be doing alright so far. Oh! Yeah. Okay, good. cryo containment cell. Ah, so these things do different sorts of effects. Huh! There's more. Oh my god! Yeah, my shields are freaking disabled. Oh jeez, dude! People, do something! Is there really no way for us to use the squad abilities? Oh my god, I can't freaking... Oh! Oh! I gotta move around. Is there no way to hotkey squad abilities? I have no clue. Maybe I should be using something else too. This is kinda... Come on, guys. Oh my god, you scared me. That accounts for all the Exogeny survey team. They were converted to cybernetic husks by devices similar to those used by the Geth on Eden Prime. How they came to be buried on a frontier world so far from Geth territory is a mystery. Oh, that was it. That was just the team. Something transformed the researchers into machine cultists. Fanatics who worship alien technology and mindlessly attack all and any organic beings. But then what's the rest of the stuff on the planet then? Because there was definitely more stuff going on here. And even just here, there's so many doors. What the heck? By the way, my health bar is green now. Am I okay?
Metagel deployed.
Oh, what the heck? The metagel is healing for so little. Usually a little bit more, isn't it? That must be some sort of condition. Oh, Tali is also green. I'm not sure how to heal that condition though. And therefore, my plan of action is to leave it alone. Whatever, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Well, I thought we were gonna find a happy ending to the survey team here, but realistically, something bad must have happened for people to go missing. And overall, it seems like it's related to the whole Geth thing too, because it's all about synthetics versus organics again. Okay, let's get out of here then. I don't think there's any more in this cave. Not that I can see. There is a crate here. Another one. Oh my gosh, did you see that? That was clutch. Awesome. Is there still a point in us exploring the rest of the planet then? Because the thing that we came to this world for is basically complete already. It wasn't even the one on the map. So now we know the map isn't even the be-all and end-all. But if we go to the research base, maybe we'll be able to learn a little bit more about what they were doing here. It's right there anyway. Let's go. Yeah. Did they build that when they were still human? Or after they turned? Oh, probably you were supposed to come
Looks
here.
Like nobody's home.
Yeah. And realize, hey, that's weird. Where is everybody? But then I kind of went backwards.
According to these data logs, the survey team unearthed some kind of alien technology.
Which is the thing that turned them probably, so that's not the greatest thing. Medical kit, thank you very much. After leaving the Citadel, these little planets here, it's starting to show that 2007 sort of age. Shield regenerator. Yeah, I guess, I don't want to fiddle with the weapon upgrade stuff too much in the middle of a mission, but in between missions, once we get back, I should probably do like a big fiddle with every single party member. This is some kind of like a energy generator, maybe? Okay. Right, we learned that there's nobody home here, and then so we go over there. That's probably what's supposed to happen.